Hello, my name is Larissa and I'm an undergraduate at MIT. This video is about atomic structure and the model development of these atomic structures. John Dalton, a school teacher in the 19th century, proposed a scientific theory of atoms that explains the properties of most chemicals. His theory indicated that matter and mass cannot be created or destroyed in chemical reactions. So I'll just write matter and mass conserved. Each compound is composed of a given ratio of the elements that never changes. So each unique compound has its own unique ratio of elements which compose it, and it is always the same. Due to the conservation of matter and mass, these ratios in a compound are also whole numbers, because the atoms are not subdivided in a chemical compound, they are combined. Atoms can be divided into smaller subparticles. This is contrary to what Dalton believed, however, he was wrong. Several experiments went to determine the structure of these subparticles and their roles in their creation of the atom. Thomson's plum pudding model, however incorrect, was the discovery of the electron. Thomson used a cathode ray experiment to discover the presence of the electron inside the atom. He passed particles from the cathode, the side of the tube connected to the negative voltage source, to the anode, the side connected to the positive voltage source. Each side had a metal disc, and inside the tube was a gas at low pressure inside a vacuum pump. The cathode rays were deflected by a magnetic field in the same manner as a wire carrying electric current, which was known to have a negative charge, and these cathode rays were deflected away from a negatively charged object. This suggested that they are negative particles inside the atom. These particles are electrons. Thomson's theory of plum pudding said that the electrons were distributed evenly throughout the atom. However, this is not correct. In 1911, Rutherford and his associates discovered the nucleus. A thin sheet of gold foil was bombarded with fast-moving alpha particles. Alpha particles have 4 times the mass of a hydrogen atom. These positively charged particles were predicted to simply pass through the gold foil without a problem. However, 1 in 8,000 particles actually had a wide-range deflection back at the observer, suggesting the presence of a positive nucleus, the powerful source of deflection within the atom. The small number of deflections indicated that the size of the nucleus was much smaller in relation to the overall size of the atom. In summary, the structure of an atom is a relatively small nucleus which contains both protons with a positive charge and neutrons with no charge. The number of protons determines the identity of the element and also its atomic number. The number of neutrons determines which isotope of the element the atom is. Surrounding the nucleus is a very, very, very large cloud of electrons. They actually look like dots. So this is sort of what it looks like. And this is the electron cloud with a -1 charge.